As I celebrate my birthday today, I've been thinking about something I've learned over the years. Your life isn't shaped by luck or perfect timing or what other people think you should do. Your life is shaped by the conscious decisions you make, especially the quiet ones, the ones you make without applause, without support, and without knowing if they're going to turn out. So, for my birthday this year, I wanted to share 5 conscious decisions that changed my life. The first decision, I chose writing because I loved it and because I felt it was kind of my God-given talent. When I was 18, I made a decision that ended up shaping every chapter of my life. I chose writing. I chose creativity. I chose a major that reflected who I was, even though other people saw me differently and thought I was being impractical. I always felt that when I write, I'm using my God-given talents. That's why I encourage people to recognize and choose their God-given talents, because those choices become the foundation of your life. That early decision has been like a through line for decades. Even now, as a content creator on YouTube, I'm still living out that choice. It was the first time I said, this is who I am. Decision number 2. I chose the safety and security I built, not what others imagined I needed. By my early 30s, after 2 unsuccessful marriages and hence 2 divorces, I couldn't keep living the life I had. I was surrounded by critical, low self-esteem people, kind of shrinking myself to fit their expectations. So I packed up my car and drove away from Detroit, Michigan, headed west. I listened to Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits and Vivaldi's Four Seasons for most of the 2,500 miles. It was the soundtrack of leaving one life and building another. Now, no one in my life supported the move. My parents wanted me to get a job at the post office because it would be safe. And a friend told me she was afraid she'd see my picture on the side of a milk carton. Back then, that's where they put photos of abducted children. That was the mindset around me: fear, limitation, and worst case scenarios. When I hit Albuquerque, I had breakfast with a woman named Honey who owned a diner. She was encouraging and upbeat, and I hit the road again, smiling as I kept going west. But I'd already learned an important truth. The only real safety and security in life is what you create for yourself. So I drove towards the life I wanted a few weeks prior to turning 34, and I built it from scratch. Decision number 3, I chose supportive people and became one too. A few months after arriving in San Diego, I made another conscious decision. I decided I would only have supportive people in my life, and I would return that gift to them. I'd spent too many years around people who didn't believe in me because they didn't believe in themselves. So I made a rule, or you could say for the first time, I set a boundary for myself. If someone was unsupportive, they didn't get access. I kept them at arm's length. And if they were, I showed up for them with the same loyalty and encouragement. That decision created the emotionally positive climate I needed to grow. It was the foundation for everything that came next. Decision number 4, I chose to become someone capable of healthy, lifetime love. About 18 months before I met Ernie, I made a conscious choice. I wanted lifetime love, deep, intimate, fun, soulmate love, and I was willing to do whatever it took to get it. For the first 6 months, I wasn't dating at all. I was focused entirely on healing. I had to drop the old pain, forgive my exes, and forgive myself. I had to soften the parts of me that were jaded, guarded, and closed off. Only after I did that did I start dating again, about a year before we met. I wasn't waiting for a man to save me. I was becoming a woman who could give and receive love and kindness in ways I really didn't understand before. And because of that work, when I met Ernie at 39, almost 40, at a singles beach picnic, I was emotionally open and reachable in a way I hadn't been before that. And it was like magic. There was this instant knowing that he was the one. That decision changed the entire trajectory of my life. Decision 5, I chose to see the world and let it shape me. At age 40, I took a week-long trip to Paris with a girlfriend. I'd visited Canada and the border city of Tijuana, Mexico, but I'd never flown across the big pond before to another continent. I remember standing at the top of the Eiffel Tower, looking out over the city on a gray December day, and a thought struck me. When you pay your money, you get to take the trip. It was the first time I realized the world wasn't off limits to me. Since then, I've become a global traveler, and the proof is all over my home. In my china cabinet, I have pieces from Japan, a tea kettle from Vancouver, a platter from my mom's wedding china. On top, there's a hammered brass tray from Turkey. On a nearby table, there's a small marble box with inlaid flowers reminiscent of the Taj Mahal I bought in India, and a salad bowl displayed on a kitchen shelf that reflects our trips to sunny Spain. And every winter, I wear the red merino wool wrap I bought on that original trip to Paris. Every piece reminds me that the world will expand you if you let it. The beautiful thing about making conscious choices for yourself is that you don't need permission from anyone. You don't need certainty, and you don't need anyone else to understand. You just need the courage to choose. These 5 decisions didn't just change my life, they defined and built my life.